Peace and blessings. I am Chi Vital, aka King Chi, and I am back with another tool for your toolkits. As promised, I said I would return with some more information, some more sauce on how to break the algorithmic spells. So, shouts out to everybody who was with me late night last night. So I'm doing it again as you tune in. Thumbs up this video. I hope you got some energy. We're going to dive in. I gave an assignment yesterday for those of you who may be new to this channel. Welcome. Please do like and subscribe to this channel. There's going to be plenty of information available to you all to help life just move a lot more smoothly. Okay, so welcome. Don't forget to light up the chat with some hearts because, first and foremost, I love the love. But yes, jump on it. Let me see those swords and let me see them pows. Let me see those swords and them pows. Okay. I gave an assignment, a real short assignment to everyone who was watching yesterday, and I'm going to give you some more information to build on what you were able to find in regards to Algol. Okay. If you were to take a moment to look up the etymology of algorithm, you'll find that it doesn't go deeply into the underlying energy of these words and sounds. Okay. And that's just an example of the difference between scholarship, looking up things online, trying to find meanings in textbooks versus taking things into your own hands and into your own psychic powers to extract from it the hidden meanings, the hidden understandings, so that you have true knowledge. Okay? When you take a word, there's words you come across, and this is just a sidebar. Sometimes there's words you come across, and for some reason that word just stands out to you. And when you're on this path, I'm a little tired of the spiritual path, right? When you're on this path and you're living this life of genuine curiosity and moving away from the limited thinking that leaves us in boredom, okay? That's what I'm calling now, right? The life of curiosity. You'll find yourself open to receiving way more from what is around you than what meets the eye. And that makes life exciting, and that is the way that we should be living. Because boredom is death, y'all. Boredom is death. So, what I wanted you to, at least for the most part, extract from your side homework that was given yesterday was that the word Algol, okay, Algol, coming from the Arabic word, the demon, Algol, the demon star, all right, it represents in the constellation of Perseus, it represents the head of Medusa. Okay, so that's where it comes from mythologically, short story. Okay, Perseus chops off the head of Medusa and carries it around to use as a weapon because, of course, anything that gets in the line of sight of Medusa turns to stone. Da 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 da. Okay, okay. And Algol, and Algol is the star that, from here on Earth, looking up, story goes is like the eye of Medusa because it's on the head of Medusa. And of course, if you're in the line of sight of this demon star, its effects are tragic. So I am going to share some more information with you about that so you can take notes. Okay. The second piece of the word algorithm that I wanted you to take note of was that rhythmic. Okay. Um, Rhythmic is a pattern of movement that can be measured. Okay. A pattern of movement that can be measured. So I'm slow down a little bit because I want you to write down this breakdown that I'm going to give you so that it prepares you for understanding the importance of protecting your mind and your own rhythms from being used against you in real life sorcery, okay? And amongst your peers and amongst this world that is under a very deep spell. It is what it is, y'all. Okay. So here we go. Here we go. When you write down in your notes about the Algol star, I want you to take note of its properties. Okay. It is a variable star with the properties of being an eclipsing binary star. Eclipsing binary star. Okay. What is that? What does that mean? So the star in itself has a very clear-cut pattern of brightening and dimming in the sky. All right. And in that case, it gives the perception of blinking or winking. All right. What I find interesting with the combination of the word algorithmic is that the Algol star is an eclipsing binary star. And when we think of the word eclipsing, it's cutting, okay? It's endings. When I think of binary, what comes to mind is not just binary coding that is very crucial to computer language, but the roots of computer language coming from this binary system is very ancient to our divination system. Okay? What I'm sharing with you may absolutely go over and beyond your current understanding unless you are an initiated priest in a system, an official system that utilizes divination that is associated with a binary code. And it does not just have to be an African based spiritual system. Okay. Yes, the Odu are based in the binary system. Okay. Odu Ifa. Yes. In the other traditions, with the Merindilogun. Yes. Okay. In the Palamayombe, yes, where they use the cowries as well. Yes, in the Kimbanda tradition with Busios, yes, binary system. In the chain, yes, binary system. And to be very transparent, not just transparent, that's easy, right? Um, just to be all inclusive and understanding that the divination system of throwing stones, of OB colonet, of OB or bone, so coconut shells, um, I said stones, can use pennies, all of these predictive divining oracle tools, okay, are based in a binary system of zeros and ones. So this computer technology is supported by its roots in algorithm. Its roots are in these ancient understandings of mathematics, patterns, rhythms, electromagnetic fields, what energy is present that pull these tools to fall in a certain pattern. Okay? So when I look at the quality of this particular star and the intensity of its presence and this Rahu influence that is increasingly influential as we are moving towards the end of this Kali Yuga cycle, I see that there's a relevance and a thread that weaves through each of these components, which makes it even more important and crucial for you all to be paying attention and using the tools that you receive here and in the occult college, like your life depends on it. Because if you want to have a life, like a real life, not a dead man walking life, if you want to have a life, then these tools are important to lean on. Okay? Can I get an ashe? Tahuti Faye, you don't have to write down all of the things that I'm saying in the chat. Thanks. Thanks. Okay. Because what you're doing is reminding me of when I say certain words and my phone decides that I've called on Siri and somehow she needs to write down everything that I'm saying, and I look down at my phone and I'm like, quit the spying, man. Quit the spying. Oh yeah, Tahuti Faye is a cyborg. Okay? So here's what I'm going to read to you all. All right? Yeah. There was a specific thing I wanted to share. In fact, I did this so that I wouldn't lose it. So the fixed star Algol. You listening? Are you listening? I'm going to read this to you. In traditional astrology, Algol is associated with violence, death, alcoholism, and losing one's head, right? Head of Medusa. And losing one's head, not just physically, like literally being decapitated, but also losing one's mind via insanity, right? Algol is also seen as the collective rage of suppressed female power. All right. So if you pay attention to the energy of the times, there is a very strong rage where the feminine energy, the divine feminine, is in its fierce and ferocious mode. Remember, I told y'all when Venus goes through the sun and comes back to being visible, that she wasn't coming back in her softer side. She was coming back in her fiery warrior side. Okay. Now, yes, she's still going to give you gifts, but what is she giving you gifts for? She's giving you gifts for activating that warrior aspect of yourself that says enough is enough, and having the courage to make harder decisions. Okay. War and love. Yes. War and love. War and love and strategy. Okay. Strategy. Stratosphere. You got to have a way of getting through. Okay. So Venus is not giving you the gift because you were extra diplomatic. No, she's giving you the gifts because that diplomacy, you were giving it to yourself, really. Diplomacy is really about being fair, and be fair to yourself first. Okay. Make sure that you're good. So I'll give you a little more, right? The fixed star Algol, okay? It causes misfortune, violence, decapitation, hanging, electrocution, mob violence. It gives a dogged and violent nature that causes death to the native. So this is a violent death. All right. If you think about having your head chopped off, that is a very violent form of death. You know, as much as the movies make it seem like it's a piece of cake, this head here is very well protected and attached to the body. So to get through it and clean, sever off one's head, it takes a lot of violence to accomplish such a task. All right. Just saying, just keeping it real. So now we're looking at Rahu. And Rahu being the head, right? It doesn't actually have, like, as a planet, you see how we have all of the other planets besides K2, right? Have a physical body. Rahu is considered a shadow planet. All right. So it's there, but it's not there, but it's there. And that's the same way, like our shadow, right? The importance of shadow work. Our shadow may not have a physical component, but it is very psychically active. It is very active in the subconscious and unconscious mind, and has the most obvious but untraceable sometimes effects on our lives in a negative way. That's why it's called the shadow, right? The shadow work. The way that it presents itself usually has a negative effect on us. However, The goal of the shadow is to get you to pay attention, especially to what you're ignoring about your most deepest desires and any imbalances you may have that you may be ignoring due to trying to conform or assimilate, um, uh, or even just ignore things that have hurt that need to be healed. Okay, so this brings us back to Rahu, which brings forward the effects of your karma. But here's the wild part, right? Of why it's like Rahu's such a badass or bad boy is that Rahu doesn't see good or bad, right? So Dharma, you know how Dharma has like I gotta move in this way in order for my life to be a certain kind of way. Like Dharma doesn't exist in the mind of Rahu. Rahu just is on what are you getting? What did you do? You get more of what you give. Because that's the thing with karma. It's not like karma is not this thing of, ooh, I'm gonna punish you. Karma is I'm just gonna give you more of what you're giving. But Rahu's placement, okay, can be hazardous to people's lives. And Rahu also has the energy of being misfortune, of being cutting, of giving problems in marriage and creating violence, in creating hella debt, right? And taking things away. But when properly placed, can give really great gains materially and in mental prowess, intelligence. But understand that it plays both sides. So, as intelligence can be a byproduct of a well placed Rahu, right? An intelligence to the point of like constantly able to find these loopholes to get what the individual wants and needs, like a freaking computer hacker, okay, a scammer. Like it takes a certain level of skill and intelligence for that type of individual to get around all of the security and codes and all that to get what they want, right? And it sucks for the person that's being stolen from, but that individual is not existing in an energy of right or wrong. It's just I need to like maintain this lifestyle that I've based off of this behavior. Okay? Um, but regardless of that, Rahu Rahu increases this this negative energy. All right? Increases it. And at this time, it's just important that if that's just the case, right? If we just deal in a space of it is what it is, if that's the case, that means that rather than complaining about what's going on, you address it objectively. All right, that means the nefarious energies, the demonic energies, the chaotic energies, the um, the energies or people, activities that do not operate on with a certain level of morale, right? Like they got no boundaries um, on taking, okay? Which is a funny thing in in one piece there that I'll address. Um, we go, okay, this is what's going on. Let me use my tools so that I myself, because none of us are exempt from having any kinds of um, desires when it comes to nice things, getting money, living in nice homes, driving nicer cars, eating at really nice restaurants. Like, we're not immune to having those desires. Okay. And I would say even worse if you are used to having those things and you go through the negative effects of Rahu, where suddenly the nice things that you were having before, those luxuries, they start getting cut. Okay, like the finances and stuff started getting cut. That usually triggers people to lean towards um lean towards kind of greed, like, okay, I got enough to pay the bills, but now, because I'm worried that this shit might happen again, I need to take some more. I need to take more than I really need in this moment in time. Now, what happens, what I said, this is kind of funny, is that Rahu will give, right, that phenomenal wealth, but if you move in an energy of greed, Rahu can also witness that and make it worse for you. So it's like this real fine balance between getting what you need to get and get out. All right? Getting in what you need to get and get out. And you'll see that with people who are really artistic and really on top of everything, and they're doing well, and they're like getting. And then, like, they're left worse than they even started out. So, of course, it's not just Rahu. Rahu has to also be in conjunction with other planets and whatever house is in, but Rahu has that influence. Okay? So, for tonight, I'm going to give you your first Rahu mantra, because I feel like you have enough information to understand why it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start implementing these sound vibrations to assist. To assist. All right. So write in your notes first and foremost, right? Um, I want you to begin this sadhana with long term in mind, because I know that you all you all have been spoiled, honestly. Like, when you receive hella mantras like in a week or 2 weeks, like, y'all have enough mantras that have taken folks decades to receive and start working with. Um, so I just want you right now to keep in mind, like, a slow working with, so that you can have a real experience, no projections, okay? But really a dope experience, okay? One, you are going to begin this sadhana with opening with any of your Ganesha mantras. Okay, they don't need to be long. They don't need to, like, it doesn't need to be the Mula and the Gayatri. You know what I'm saying? You can be Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. It could be short. Okay. Um, I'm saying this part. Yes, traditionally you open up sadhanas with Ganesha. Okay. But in this particular case, Rahu and Mercury have a great relationship. All right. And, I don't know, Ganesha lost his head. You feel me? And got a new head. And Rahu's just a big head. So maybe they got this whole head game, pause, right? In common. They're like brainiacs. But nah, Ganesha helps to open a way when beginning any sadhana. And I want you to experience the alchemy of it. Now, for Rahu, you're going to do this at nighttime. Rahu's not for the daytime. Not the mantras that I'm going to give you. And even though there's one that you can start in the daytime, Rahu's going to be a nighttime fix. Okay? Rahu is going to be a nighttime fix. So you are going to do this at nighttime. You're going to do this mantra 108 times daily. And you're going to do it facing the southwest direction. Now, Tahuti, you can put the instructions in the chat. And let me get some thumbs up, y'all. Thumbs up this video. Thumbs up this video. Yes, yes. Oh, wait. You know what? There we go. Okay, there you go, Tahuti Faye. You in there too. So yes, thank you, Lottie. Do your job. Do your job. So after sunset, southwest direction. Okay. Here is your first mantra. Om BHRAAM BHREEM BHRAUM Saha RAHUVE NAMAHA. I'm going to type that one in because really the way it's spelled is not the way it sounds. So I'm going to write it how it sounds. Okay. Om BHRAAM BHREEM BHRAUM Sa RAHUVE NAMAHA 108 times. There you go. 108 times. Now, I have a question for you all. Who still has the Kali? I don't think I have Kali Yantra. Who has a Kali Yantra? Who has the Gayatri Yantra? Because if y'all don't have neither, then I got to make sure y'all get this stuff. Don't worry. We got you. We got you. I wanted to share something with you. Now, back to, if you have the paper of both, that's cool. Y'all need to graduate to the copper versions. Okay? That yeah, Alasia. That's one of them. Okay? That's one of them. Just one. There's more. And there's a way to do this. So just start with this one. Okay? Now, another note I want to share with you, and then you can be my guest and draw the connections. Fixed star Algol, okay? Fixed star Algol is of the nature of Saturn and Jupiter, okay? It's interesting that it says it's the nature of Saturn and Jupiter, dignified, pious, conservative, acquisitive, retentive, but it causes misfortune. It sounds like the shadow sides of Saturn and Jupiter. All right? Because Saturn is restriction, but we also know that Saturn, as like stern and mean and cold as Saturn is, right? And stubborn, real stubborn, right? No, this is the way you got to do things. Show me that you're humble, right? If you don't bow down, but you're willing to bust your ass and do the work, Saturn will respect you. Do y'all know that? Who's aware of that? Yeah, like if you think about it, if you think about a drill sergeant, right? Drill sergeant will call you a maggot, spit in your face, yell at you, but if you don't break, they will salute you. All right? Because it's it's just it's just certain things you have to earn. You have to earn. You have to earn it. Okay? Um yeah, y'all drawing the connection here. And then Jupiter. I've said this before. Everyone loves a Jupiter. Love them a Jupiter. Because Jupiter is the gift of good fortune. And Jupiter is the gift of expansion. Right? But go ahead and have Jupiter expand in uh in a negative area of your chart. And you're gonna be like, I'm gonna need Jupiter to back up off of this malefic um, movement because it's giving me too much. Too much of anything is just not a good thing. Okay? So, y'all good? Y'all good with that? Cool. If you are interested in a copper yantra for Kali or for Gayatri, you already know. Text 917-426-1192 your co-pilot because that takes care of our store orders. It really helps to keep things organized. So please don't hit me up separately for it. Okay. Text 917-426-1192. Hashtag Yantra. Okay. And you will receive information that you need. You don't need it yet, but you are going to need it. You are going to need it, especially if you are in the Astro University. Just so you know. Okay? You're going to need it. You are going to need it. So, any questions? I want to look at you all's comments. They're always fun. Do I have any questions? Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm laughing at the comment. Wow, can't even wrap my mind around those two working together. It sounds like they will either bring high level discipline or high level tomfoolery. Which part are we talking about? Is that Mercury in Rahu or is that Saturn and Jupiter? That's my question. Oh, the two big wigs. Mm. Technique twin. Baba once said use city sounds before Ganapataya mantra. So should I use Gam? Use a full mantra. Okay. If you want to hit all of the Bija mantras, do the Ganesha Mula mantra. That's basically what that is a string of all of the Bija mantras. No, don't just do Gam. Okay, a full salutation to Lord Ganesha is appropriate. Okay. Algol is in the sky. Not the only reason why I'm bringing it to your awareness, one is through my meditations and what I'm guided to share with you. Two is because the um the energetic and influence of algol and its presence in this word that is used very frequently nowadays in algorithm, I wanted you to be present and aware. If you watched the video from last night, you'll understand where we're going. You was here though. I believe I saw you star seed. I believe you was here. But yes. Um all the stars, asteroids, and all that are up in the sky. And depending on the astrologer that you work with, they either consider them or they don't. Okay. Al Ghul, yes, is the Arabic, the demon. Okay. So, y'all had a good time? Y'all good? Y'all good with this? Okay. That's all I got for you. Make sure you have the proper instructions. You can start any day if you want to. If you want to, you can start on Saturday. But jump on it, okay? And keep track of it. Your day one, two, three. I suggest that you start keeping track of how long you've been working with a particular mantra. For those of you who are still working the Rama Nama, you know, um, hit me up. I'll tell you what to do. Okay? Y'all can find me on Facebook. Once again, if you're new here, welcome. I know this is probably a lot of information for anyone who's just signing on here, like, what y'all talking about? All right, this sounds interesting. But please subscribe, leave comments down underneath the video. The live chat doesn't always um, follow through to when you can watch this video again. And yes, I do want you all to just post in your in the groups that you have hit your sadhana, that you've begun. And I want y'all to do an increment of, all right, day one you started, okay? And only if you didn't take any days off, you can do 1 week at a time, okay? Y'all don't have to do it every single day. Cool? We good? I think I answered all the questions. Y'all can listen. Um, it only takes like 10 minutes to hit 108 of Lord Ganesh's mantras. So hit it. Hit it. If you in a rush, do 54. All right. Um All right, y'all. Peace, love, and bliss. Drink water and mind your business.